But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Oh, yeah.
Hello my gaming family and welcome to another video. For this video I prepared one simple and short question and not a short answer. Why Skyrim? 10 years old game, resailed a couple of times, modded so much times that at the end it didn't look like the same game anymore and it's still in the top of RPGs of all times. Why? Why is that? Before I start answering on that question, you could consider supporting this channel by pressing that subscribe button. It will be really helpful and it will make this old gamer very happy. Anyway, let's go back to 2011, on the day when Skyrim was released. I still remember that on that specific day, November 11th, I was playing League of Legends with my boys and waited for the game to be released. Months before that, not a day went by that I didn't watch a trailer for this game at least once, and the hype was absolutely enormous. The Dovahkiin song, that Viking vibe plus the previous Elder Scrolls experience. Guys, I live for the day to feel that excitement again. Anyway, the game was finally released and I instantly got it and started to play it. At first I didn't have time to explore the game, to do side quests and other. All I wanted is to see what's the story behind the Dovahkiin, to fight dragons, learn as much routes as I can, so at my first run I skip almost everything just to see how the game will end. And finally I did it. Finished the main quest in approximately 30 hours and I was like, wow, awesome, now I will play the game. And in that moment the journey began. What is the most interesting thing is that the journey through Skyrim never ended. It's still going on. After almost 10 years I keep returning to this game from time to time and replay it. That's the beauty of Skyrim, it never gets bored. You can play it over and over again in so many different ways, to spend thousands, literally thousands of hours and to feel need to start the game again and to play it. I can freely say that Skyrim is Bethesda's masterpiece. I don't say that the previous Elder Scrolls games are bad, on the contrary, Oblivion was one of my first RPGs and I remember I played hell out of that game, but Skyrim had that special vibe. The marketing campaign before release was perfect, you could definitely feel that hype in gaming community. Plus to that, we all waited 5 years after Oblivion to see the next step in this amazing saga. So what was the first thing I did after I finished the main story? The Dark Brotherhood questline, of course. I don't know about you guys, but the Dark Brotherhood is my favorite questline in the whole game. I even love it more than the main quest. To be honest with you guys, in real life I can say that I'm a good person, at least I'm trying to be. But we all have the dark side, and when I play role-playing games, I like to taste a bit of the dark side. And don't blame me guys, you know the feeling. Anyway, beside the awesome quest lines that will pull you so deep you will actually enjoy following its development and won't go just for reward, there is a real feel of role-playing with really important choices and consequences. A lot of games today call themselves RPGs, but actually they are just games with some RPG elements. For someone who truly knows the phrase RPG and history of role-playing games, maybe even Skyrim is not a real RPG, but hey, no one is perfect, right? Another reason is maybe my own, and you won't find it that interesting, but as a fan of Norse culture, epic fiction, Vikings, dragons and stuff, I really enjoyed every second spent in the game. I forgot to mention at the beginning that this video is not a review video, far from that, nor is a video that need to make you play this game again or for the first time. I just realized that I didn't make any video about one of my favorite games of all times on this channel, and since Skyrim anniversary is really close, I felt that finally I need to make one. The reason I called it Why Skyrim is because I asked myself so many times why. Beside tons of really good games out there, I constantly keep returning to this game, and after all these years, this game keeps popularity among other gamers. Another really important thing Bethesda did, and I think it's absolutely brilliant move, is they made this game moddable. They left space and freedom to people who have ideas and know their work to make changes in the game and to add whatever they want. Believe it or not, there is more than 28,000 mods on Steam Workshop and countless more on Skyrim Nexus, and you need to appreciate them all, cause these mods are work of committed fans that want to improve the base game and to adjust it for almost everyone. If the vanilla game don't possess something that would better suit your roleplay, trust me, there is a mod out there which will fill that gap. My best friend and colleague, the well-known Click4Gameplay, is true Skyrim fan. Everything I know, I can freely say I learned from him, and I remember the days I watched him modding the game for 2 days, so he can play it the way he wants. He also have tons of Skyrim videos on his channel, and if you want to know more about the game in general, or which mod you need to use, check him out definitely. Mods are great, they actually are. They are the main reason why tons of people replay this game over and over again, but not for me. I use them, of course, a few of them, but the vanilla game is the thing I really love and the reason I come back to this game so often. The choices, consequences, the way I want to play my character and all things I meet on my journey across the beautiful landscape, the big snowy mountains, forests, deep and dark caves. By the way, dungeons in Skyrim are really great. The atmosphere and music in the game make me so relaxed to turn off everything around me and to completely dive in the game and literally lose track of time. You will probably agree with me, the graphics in Skyrim is not perfect. Far from that, after all, it's a 10 years old game and you cannot expect something huge in that aspect. Back in the days it was, but now, let's be honest guys, graphically every other new game looks more attractive than Skyrim. In this segment I will compare it to my 2 other favorite RPGs, and those are Gothic 3 and Witcher. If you ask me, the reason is the perfect atmosphere in the game. You have probably noticed by now that I use music from those 3 games in my every video, and believe it or not, I listen to those tracks every single day. Sometimes I listen to them while I work, sometimes they play while I play other games, and sometimes they play while I sleep. These tracks are really amazing and they completely fulfill overall experience in the game. The atmosphere, the background music and feeling while you wander through massive world of Skyrim is amazing and the reason why you actually don't pay much attention to graphics and other lags in the game. When I mention lags, a lot of people out there will probably say that the combat is one of them. To be honest, it's not perfect, but as always, there are some good mods that will significantly improve the combat to the point that it will be unrecognizable. Besides that, in Skyrim there is tons of ways you can play your character, although in my case it always comes down to two-handed warrior or some kind of archer assassin. When it comes to magic in this game, I can freely say that for example the Gothic 3 did a way better job in that segment, but who needs magic when you can swing with some great sword or axe or to one-shot from great distance with bow. Of course, those are my ways of playing this game, and as I mentioned, I don't want to impose anything on anyone, just simply share my opinion about this game. One big plus to Skyrim, in my opinion, is armory. Dude, all the weapons and armor sets, you simply need to collect them all. It often happened to me that I had to sacrifice some stats because the armor was so cool and I simply needed to wear it. Come on guys, tell me you didn't have that situation sometimes. Yeah, I know you had. Anyway, the game can be played from first and third perspective, but I never, and when I say never, I mean never played Skyrim from first perspective. Come on, don't blame me, I simply want to enjoy watching my character wearing equipment for which I fought so hard to collect. One very interesting thing related to Skyrim is that the developers keep selling 10 years old game all over again. I must say, that's brilliant. Really, good job Bethesda. Someone once asked one of the developers when you will stop selling Skyrim all over again, and he simply answered when people stop buying it. And guys, that is so hilarious and so true. There is a news that circulates the internet these days which speaks about another releasing of this game, new features in the game for its 10th anniversary, and I will not talk about this news in this video. If you're interested, you can easily find the info. Maybe I'm a little bit nostalgic. Maybe I just missed the excitement I had when I played the game for the first time and hype I had while I waited for it, but with Elder Scrolls 6 announced and with time we need to wait for it, I am more than sure that Skyrim will remain at the top for quite some time. Skyrim was definitely a kind of milestone or turning point in gaming, something new, something like new generation of gaming, but it will be remembered as something great and it will have its audience for a long time. I really love to cover older games, and games that stayed in my heart for all these years. Games that back in the days were something completely new and deeply engraved in my memory. Games like World of Warcraft, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Skyrim and others. I could speak about Skyrim for hours, and maybe one day I will make some kind of review/retrospective video or something about mods or similar stuff, but for now I will bring this topic to an end and will give my conclusion. It doesn't matter that the game is 10 years old. It doesn't matter it have old graphics and mechanics. Skyrim is the game with soul, one of those games that will draw you into its world so quickly and imperceptibly that you, want it or not, will end up loving it. A 10 years old masterpiece that came here with one purpose, to stay. And that will be it for this video, fam. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then make sure you press that subscribe button so we can finally see some better numbers on this channel. You can also find me on social networks, and in case you want to spend some money to support this channel in the long run, consider becoming a Patreon. If you like, of course. All the links are in the description, and as always, fam, until next time, see ya and stay cool.